Back from the dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, the countdown has just begun. Are you ready? Let's go.
Now we're back from the dead.
Can you believe that we finally made it to the end of 2017? I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready to get going with 2018. Take in mind there's 2 full moons for January. One is technically tonight for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. The second one is at the end of January, and that is going to be a super blue blood moon, which is a big deal. It's really good luck. Probably gonna be some extra strange people out that night, so make sure you're driving safely. But if you can schedule a ghost hunt for the blood moon, super blue blood moon, you'll probably get some like epic evidence. So start planning now, try to book somewhere to go for the super blue blood moon at the end of January. You'll get some awesome stuff. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Yours truly disappeared. This is going to be epically late and I am so sorry, but I finally made it and I have arrived. This video is meant to be positive and uplifting, and throughout the video I'm going to also explain some of my trials and tribulations that I have gone through, you know, in the belief system of what I'm about to talk about. Now, some of you may have heard of this and some of you may not have ever heard of this. What we are discussing today is the law of attraction, and it is something that I religiously practice daily. A lot of you guys are always like, Krystal, you're so happy and I love watching your videos because you really cheer me up. Some of you guys say, how do you ignore the haters? How are you able to just go on and continue to be yourself and be happy and live life? Take in mind that even though we are discussing this, nobody is perfect, and even I have my bad days. Unfortunately, as a society, we have grown to adapt to television series, to movies, everything Hollywood, even maybe friends that we have in our lives, and we somehow wish we had the life of that Hollywood actress or actor. And when you start comparing your own life or family to things that Hollywood has portrayed, which is perfectionism, suddenly it makes you feel really bad about your own life or family, and it continues to be a downward spiral from there. So if we are going to talk about something called the law of attraction, the first thing I want you to tell yourself is perfection does not exist. The movies and the things and the people that we admire are in Hollywood, and we admire them because some of the things we really are attracted to are perfection. The perfect house, the perfect family, the perfect job. Instead of trying to be perfect, let's just try to be ourselves. So the reason I want to talk about the law of attraction today is because it is technically quantum physics, and it is the chemical makeup of energy and turning your thoughts into real things in your life. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen The Secret. It's a wonderful book. You can get it on audiobook. You can also get it as a movie. The movie is on multiple streaming services, including YouTube. My chat today is based off of The Secret, which is the law of attraction. This has to do with everything paranormal, including the energy that makes up us as humans within atoms, within molecules, and energy that makes up thoughts that we portray to the universe that we want to become things. I think this is important for the new year because everyone has ups and downs. No one has a totally steady life. I know some of the wealthiest people in Hollywood, and even they have issues. Some people say, oh, well, if I were rich and I had all my bills paid and I had an Easter egg of money to sit on, I would have no problems. But that's not necessarily true. Some of the richest people I know have some of the most traumatic problems in their life, and it's really all about balance and learning how to create balance in your life. I grew up with a single mom. My mom raised me by herself. I'm an only child. And even just with myself and my mom, we still struggled. She worked extremely hard to provide the best life that she could for me as a single parent. And if you guys have followed me on my other channel, I literally grew up in like middle suburbia America. Looking back, my childhood was really great. I didn't necessarily get everything I wanted, which is probably good. You don't want to have a totally spoiled brat kid. But my mom taught me that you have to work hard for what you want in life. So from a child, that was kind of beaten to my head. Work hard for what you want. But what if that is necessarily not true? What if your passions and your thoughts were so predominant and something that you felt was so real that you could become exactly what you wanted as your dream just as easily as a snap of the fingers? What if your dream job, you might work hard, but when it's something that you're passionate about and you love, it doesn't feel like work? And if that is the case, then my mom was not right. You don't have to work hard for what you want. Because if you have something that you truly love and believe in, then it doesn't really feel like work anyway. There are lots of conspiracy theories behind The Secret, and they can be traced back to Plato, Socrates, so many philosophers and people in history. The conspiracy behind The Secret or the law of attraction is not to allow masses of the population to know how to manifest things in your life, because the population needs to stay as middle class or lower class to work for the bigger people like CEOs, like executive producers that make the large quantities of money. This isn't even about money. This is about manifesting happiness in your life. This is about manifesting wealth and health in your life. What if you could have anything you wanted, no matter how big it is? That is what the law of attraction is. So this is guided by laws and energy laws within the universe. The law of attraction means anything and everything in your life right now, you have created, bad and good. So like attracts like, meaning if you want to become a doctor, then you have to create the actions and manifest the actions yourself to go to your bachelor's degree, to go into your doctorate, to go into a fellowship. And you know you have to be well versed in medical terminology, physiology, and everything having to do with human anatomy. If there was a particular job that you interviewed for, let's say you interviewed for 4 jobs and you finally narrow it down in your mind to the one that you really want, and you happen to get the call for that job and you get hired there, like attracts like. You are manifesting it in your mind. You become what you think. Thoughts become things. How is this possible speaking from an energy standpoint? Well, if you look at CT scans or CAT scans, which are in hospitals, they can actually measure your brain waves when you're in one of those machines as you are creating a thought. Meaning a thought has its own energy frequency, which is quantum physics. So this means that any thought you have, good or bad, you are sending that energy out to the universe. So if you're thinking about a new car that you want to get, if you really are thinking about the lotto constantly nonstop, a soulmate, getting healthy, working out, eating healthy, any thought becomes things. Sometimes you have to take action. Sometimes you necessarily don't have to take action. So what do I mean by that? Have you ever thought there was a friend for a long time that you had for many years and suddenly you both fell off the earth from each other, and one day, out of the blue, You think, oh, I really wish I could get a hold of so-and-so. And then a couple days later or a week later, that person out of the blue sends you a letter or a note on social media or just calls you out of nowhere. That is an example of a non-physical manifestation by the law of attraction. Whatever you are thinking, you will attract it. Things you want and things that you don't want. Good or bad, the universe still responds. So you may not be thinking that your thoughts are bad, but it's actually attracting negativity. So one example that The Secret gives is if you're thinking, oh, I'm in this mountain of debt, I'm depressed, I'm really mad at myself for getting myself in this situation, you're going to continue to attract debt and negativity. So in response to that, to changing your brain, changing the way you think, instead of constantly thinking negative thoughts like, oh, I wish I wasn't in debt, think, I want money. Say things like, I'm going to get a check. I'm going to get money out of nowhere and I'm going to be fine. I'm going to have money and abundance of money. Start flipping it around. I am such a firm believer in the law of attraction because I have manifested so many things in my life. I've done some talks at like high schools and middle schools trying to do like motivational speeches to kids. And the first thing I always tell them is, I don't know what you guys want to be when you grow up, but it can't be as hard as what I've always wanted to be. I wanted to be a paranormal producer. That is extremely hard. It's a very narrow industry. And I accomplished my dream and my goal, and I'm still working at it. So I tell kids, if I can accomplish my dream, you can accomplish anything. It depends on how you're talking not only to yourself, but how you're speaking to the universe. The universe is obedient and it listens every time, which is why you have to retrain your brain to think positive thoughts. Instead of talking about things that you don't want, I don't want to get a ticket, I don't want to get in an accident. You have to stop living in fear and living in that negative standpoint. Have you ever had a day where you went to work and you're like, I don't want to be late, oh my God, I'm already late, I don't want to be late, and then pretty soon you're like even later than what you were supposed to be, or you like got pulled over by a police officer, something weird? That's because you're not sending the right messages to the universe. Instead of saying, I'm going to be late, I'm so upset, I'm going to be late, you need to say, I'm going to get there as fast as I can, as safely as I can, I'm going to be fine. Have you ever complained about a day and how bad things are, and you like get up in the morning and something happens and then just it progresses for the rest of the day, everything bad just starts happening to you? You have to look at your life and your thoughts and your day more optimistically, that the glass is half full rather than half empty. Focus on things that you're passionate about. And this will make your wants and desires happen even more and easily. You literally have to retrain your brain on thinking. And I have to say, when I first started it, it probably took a couple of months to really get retrained on my thought processes. Stop focusing on fears, on things that you don't want in your life. Stop focusing on things that you want to avoid. So then the question you have to ask yourself is, what do you really want? What do you really want for your future? What career do you want? What kind of house do you want to live in? What kind of soulmate do you want to have? What kind of health do you want for yourself? I feel like when we're negative to ourselves, we are our worst enemies. We know ourselves better than anyone else. And sometimes your thoughts can get away from you, and pretty soon you start to just put yourself down more and more and more and more, and then you have dug yourself into a hole where you feel like you can't get out of it. The worst part about thoughts is they're conscious and unconscious, meaning sometimes you just start thinking and zone out. I think that the human brain has like 92,000 thoughts a day, and it can be tiring, so you can't think about every single thought you have. Don't overwhelm yourself, but feel the emotions of the way thoughts make you feel, and that will retrain your brain faster. So anything that makes you feel depressed or sad or angry or jittery, that is what you need to change. You have to change the switch and say, okay, I don't like feeling sad and angry and depressed. So I need to change the dial, and I need to find a better way to say this or not say it at all. Don't put yourself down. Don't be negative throughout your day. Set your goals and aspirations and passions high. If you do what you love, as far as a passion goes for work, it won't be work. The hardest part about learning the secret and the law of attraction is understanding that everything that is in your life now has already been manifested by you in the past. Your friends, your job, your family, your school, your car, your health. Imagine changing your brain and retraining your brain to do wishful, positive, imaginary thinking. Some people think that this is a joke, and I just want people to know it's not a joke. It's a deep thing. I can even give you an example of the law of attraction happening in my life. The first time that the law of attraction, predominantly stood out to me, it happened before that, but we had applied for Paranormal Challenge once, and my friend that was on the show, Aaron, the tall, skinny guy, we applied and we didn't get it. We were turned down. I was really bummed out about it because I just felt like we were gonna get a spot on that show and I didn't know how. So when I saw the preview come out for it, which is the little circle for Paranormal Challenge, I printed those and I put them all over my house. I put one above my desk. I put one in the hallway. I put one in the kitchen. I put one next to my bed. So every single time I was walking around or doing something, I saw that circle. I thought about it morning, noon, and night. Now in the meantime, Aaron was like, you need to let it go. It's not gonna happen. We found out that all of the episodes had been completely 100% cast. Aaron told me, you need to just take those down. There's nothing we can do about it. It's over. They've already cast everyone. A couple days later, that is when I saw the tweet from Dave Schrader that another team from Arizona had dropped out at the last minute and they were looking for a new team replacement. Now, this was really at the last minute because it was the season finale. There were no other slots open. They had already filmed everything else. I texted Aaron at like 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning when Dave Schrader posted this, and Aaron was like, you just need to give it up. It's not gonna work, let it go. And I sat there for like 40 minutes, 20 minutes thinking about it. I was like, what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose? And so I sent all of our pictures and information and a little video in that I had, and I couldn't believe the next day I woke up to the casting director calling me. I don't believe in coincidence with a lot of things in the industry that we're in. If you believe paranormal energy exists or you've ever experimented with the other side, we already have proof of the thoughts being recorded with CT scans. Why is this so impossible? Quantum physics says, quote, you cannot have a universe without the mind entering into it, which means your mind makes up your universe. Your mind is shaping what's being perceived. You are creating what your mind is thinking. So if this sounds scary, don't let it make you be afraid. Don't deny that it could be a possibility. Now, in The Secret, they also explain you can compare this to energy and lights that we use every single day. Not everyone knows the physics breakup of how electricity works, but we use it every single day of our lives. We're using it right now to watch YouTube. Just because we don't know the scientific makeup of electricity doesn't mean we should reject it. Just because we don't understand the scientific makeup of how the law of attraction works doesn't mean we should reject it. The next thing is usually people get afraid of their negative thoughts because a lot of people have negative thoughts. I am guilty of being that person sometimes as well. Sometimes you just can't help but be human. But a majority of the time, I really try not to be that way. Don't be afraid of your negative thoughts because your positive thoughts are 1,000 times more progressive and predominant than your negative thoughts are. Now, when you're thinking of manifesting something in your life, there is action that may take place and there's a time delay, mainly for big things. If you're wanting to manifest something large, there's going to be a time delay. So The Secret also gives the example of a guy is looking in a magazine and he sees a pet elephant. He decides maybe it would be nice to have a pet elephant. Well, all of a sudden, this pet elephant appears in his living room and starts going to the bathroom all over his living room. So obviously what they're trying to say is there is a time delay and sometimes action that needs to take place, because sometimes you need to tweak whatever you're wanting to manifest in your life to make it more realistic and fit better to your perfection of your universal puzzle. And obviously an elephant cannot just appear. If you wanted to have an elephant, you'd probably have to have some sort of a sanctuary or be a zookeeper. And in order to do that, you would have to take action. This gives you time to think about it, reassess it, and then you can make changes if need be. This is where you have to become aware of how you're speaking to yourself and your thoughts. You have to choose your thoughts carefully and how to request things that you want in your life that are appropriate. The first thing to this lesson, as crazy as it sounds, is don't start trying to control every single thought in your mind, because it's impossible. But instead, try to control your emotion. So there are laws to the law of attraction, a lot like the way gravity works. So another example that The Secret gives is if there's a bad person and a good person, they're about to walk off the edge of a building, they will both fall and drop to the ground, no matter if it's the good person or the bad person. In other words, gravity is not going to judge who is falling and then save one over the other. Gravity doesn't care. Much like the law of attraction. If you think about something negative, even if you don't mean it to be negative, let's just say there's a police officer sitting next to you in his car and you start thinking, I don't want a ticket, I don't want a ticket, I don't want a ticket, and all of a sudden he pulls you over. Yes, you were thinking, I don't want a ticket, but you were thinking, ticket, ticket, ticket. Change your thought process to, I'm fine, I'm driving legally, and I am calm. Change your emotion. Instead of fear, send out happiness, calmness, and content. People get offended when they hear about the law of attraction because basically you're telling them that even the bad things that are in your life, you have also manifested. The debt, the car wreck, bad credit, you manifested it. This is important to me because I actually experienced doing this to myself a couple weeks ago. So as you guys know, I had a really hard time with semester. You know, it put me in a pretty bad mood. I could have avoided the big fight war that I had with my school, and I could have avoided it by not reporting the teacher. But being the person that I am, I didn't want other students to experience something that I did. So I went ahead and reported him, which caused a bunch of problems to trickle down. But once again, that was my decision to report him. Now, one of my last days of school, I was really negative because I just wanted the semester over. I was driving to school and there was a police officer that was on his motorcycle next to me. I've never in my life been pulled over, and this police officer was sitting next to me. Obviously, I got nervous and upset like anyone would because I was obviously stressed from the semester. And I start telling myself, oh, please don't pull me over, please don't pull me over, please don't pull me over. You'll never guess what happened. Yep, he pulled me over. So the officer said that I was on my cell phone, and I was not on my cell phone. In fact, it was in my purse on the floor in the back to a point where I couldn't reach it. And I even explained that to the police officer, and he still gave me a ticket. I've never had a ticket. I was so upset. On top of that, I was on my way to school. I was bawling my eyes out. I'm driving to school. I'm so upset. I go into class. I come out of class a couple hours later, and I got a parking ticket. I was so upset about the first ticket, I manifested a second one. My point with that for you guys is no one's perfect. Everyone's gonna have their bad days, and you can't beat yourself up about it if you do have a bad day. But like attracts like, and I attracted that into my life because I was already starting off with such a bad day. Once you accept the secret and understand how it works and you change your emotions to positive, you will accept it and it will be life transforming. I swear to you guys, it works for me every single time. Most people go through life thinking we have no control of it, and you know, your thoughts and feelings are on autopilot and it is what it is. But what if it could be better? What if you could have everything you wanted? That soulmate, that car, that house. Don't monitor every single thought or you will go crazy. It does seem hard at first, but literally if you study neuroscience, you are retraining your brain and you are regrowing new neurotransmitters to start thinking a new way and thinking with positive energy and positive emotions, and it will change. Just you have to be persistent and you can't give up. A lot of people will try it for a week or a couple of weeks and they get bored or tired and they give up. It is something you have to work at every single day, because you are asking the universe to transform your life, right? Maybe you're wanting a new job. Maybe you're wanting to go back to school. That takes time. You cannot expect it to appear within 24 hours. If it's something that you truly want and you're truly passionate about, it will happen, but you have to send those vibes out from your thought process to the universe. Your feelings today create your future for tomorrow. The 3 rules to that are ask, believe, and receive. The next thing you're thinking is, oh my gosh, I've had all these negative thoughts. I've been such a negative person. What do I do to go forward? Well, the good news is that thoughts can be undone. Just stop thinking that way. Stop putting yourself down. Stop putting yourself in a position where you are at your ultimate low. How do you change the environment when you're having one of those days? Music, sing, meditation, working out, yoga. I like to do makeup. Sometimes I'll just sit for hours and do my makeup over and over again just to be creative, kind of like a canvas. Maybe you like painting. Go be with your pets. You have to master changing your attitude for that day if you're having a bad day. Learn that life is phenomenal. It's worth living, that it should be, that it will be, that it is. The Secret talks about Aladdin and the genie, and the universe is the genie, except Aladdin only has 3 questions to ask the genie. What if the universe is the genie and there are unlimited amounts of requests? Ask, believe, receive. What do you really want? Write it down. There are apps for gratitude. If you wake up every single morning and give a couple of ideas of gratitude, you will just already transform your entire day. I am grateful for my dog. I am grateful for my house. I am grateful that I am breathing. But you cannot do this forcefully, because if you're doing it as a forced habit, you will be miserable. You have to want to make the change. I am so happy and grateful for ... Daily, place your order with the universe. It can be the same thing every day. It can be something different every day. If it's something that you're passionate about and it's a big thing, you have to give that positive energy and think about it every single day. You can be very specific. In fact, if you ask my opinion, you need to be extremely specific. Why do I think I've had so many contracts with shows? Because I haven't been specific enough. And that's why I took this year off from being in contracts to really decide specifically, what am I looking for if I get my own show? Placing my order with the universe. Before, I was just getting signed because that was all I wanted. In my head, it was like, I just want a show. I don't care. I don't care. I just want a show. And then people are handing me these contracts and I'm like, what was I thinking? I wasn't specific enough. Ask what you want. Put your order in with the universe. Believe. You don't know how you're going to get it, but it will be shown to you. What does that mean? Maybe you decide you want to start your own company or write a book and you have no idea where to even start. But you keep putting it out to the universe. This is what I want. This is what I want. One day you might just wake up and have this phenomenal idea. This is how I take the first step to start this business. You have to be willing to take the action to believe that this could be the pathway to doing what you're passionate about. Do not get frustrated if whatever you're trying to manifest doesn't show up exactly when you want it to. Don't get depressed and down on yourself and doubtful. You have to keep telling yourself, I know it's coming. I know it's coming. You have to receive it. Ask, believe, third step is receive. Feel it now. Talk as if you already have it. Whatever it is, that car, that soulmate, your health, you already have it in your mind. I already have it. Picture yourself driving that car. Picture yourself inside of that house. You have to match your frequency with whatever it is that you want. How do you generate feelings about that car? Go test drive one. If you want a house, start house shopping. Who cares if you have bad credit or no money? Go house shopping. Get yourself in the mode where you are ready to receive it. Now, once again, getting something really big that you don't have the money for at the moment, don't expect it to show up on your porch. You have to set realistic goals within your life, within your universe. No one else can do it for you. Only you know your universe. Now, sometimes you need action, sometimes you don't. I gave you guys my examples. Don't second guess yourself. If there's something that you really are wanting to set a goal for yourself that you're passionate about, don't second guess yourself. Put that in your mind and start sending out those vibes. Nothing is too small and nothing is too big. This is intuitively acting on your own behalf. What will it hurt? Honestly, I always tell friends that I'm teaching, the secret and the law of attraction. I'm like, will it hurt you if you just try this? And then they try it. They can start with small things like, I want a cup of coffee this morning. I want to manifest a cup of coffee. Then maybe a coworker will come in and bring you some coffee. You can start with little things just to test it out. Start with nothing and a way will be made for you. One example The Secret also gives is if you are driving from New York to Los Angeles in the dark with just your car, you can only see a few yards in front of you, right? But you can drive all the way from New York to Los Angeles in the dark because you have headlights on your car. All you need to see is a little bit. Just because you can't see the entire staircase now to your path, as long as you see the first step, which is whatever you're passionate about, that's all you need. So the question is how long does it take to manifest things? However long it takes for you to be in line and aligned with the universe. Depends on if it's something big or if it's something small. Big takes time and usually action. But the universe has no rules. Stop being stuck in the present. Instead of expecting a bill, expect a check. But you have to truly believe it. You can't just say it and be like, okay, I'm expecting a check. No, you have to truly believe I will get a check in the mail. You can even set a amount in your mind. I'm going to get $100 check in the mail from nowhere. But you have to truly believe it to the point you're feeling it, to the point where you're like, I'm already sure I am getting a check. You can set a time on it, but I don't usually do that. You can say within the next 30 days, I'll get a check. Being negative is not who you are, it's who you were. Those are residual past actions that you can just let stay in the past. Stop living in fear, stop living in the past. Start living in the present and start focusing on those positive emotions that you can manifest out of passion and thoughts for things. Don't doom yourself by being really positive for a week and then down for 2 weeks. You have to turn it around, and that's why I said gratitude, having a little gratitude journal every single morning. It's an automatic shift of energy, and you're reminding yourself, I am happy I have this computer Anything. I'm happy that I have my legs. I'm happy that I have a coffee Keurig machine. Anything little, it doesn't matter. Just giving gratitude. You can also hold like a gratitude rock or a stone. Sometimes I have a crystal necklace on that you guys have seen. Every time I am about to have a negative moment, I'll grab my crystal necklace and I will put a positive thought or positive energy into my crystal necklace. That is creating a vibration between you and that crystal rock, where if you're feeling down about yourself, you can grab that crystal and say, I am going to be positive. I am going to change and retrain my brain. Another mistake people say is, don't say someday I will have this. Don't say I hope I have this. Think that you already have it. I have it now. Why? This opens up doorways and that universal path that you need to be on as a balance. This has to be done all the time, every day, not just once in a while, all day, every day. And then the minute you think, well, this doesn't work, this is stupid, and the universe is gonna say, well, you'll get what you wish if that's what you wanted. And then everything will go right back down again. I have vision boards all over my house, and that's just things that I want to manifest personally. So get some sort of a cork board, get some magazines, print some stuff out from the internet, and create yourself a vision board so that you can always see those goals and things that you want to manifest. You already have them in your mind. And once something happens with the law of attraction, even if it's little, you will say, finally, I understand, I get it. I get how it works. A lot of people have written themselves a check, $500,000, $1 million, and they visualize that money every single day. Maybe you want that job. Maybe you want to write that book so that you get $1 million payment. Set a goal so big that when you achieve it, it will blow your mind. Staple the check on the ceiling above your bed so you can see it every single day you wake up and every night before you go to bed. When you have a thought to take action within whatever your passion is and what you're wanting, trust it. Trust your gut instinct. Instead of saying we have to work hard for our money, say money comes easily and frequently. Money comes easily and frequently. And remember, wealth isn't always financial. You can be rich with love, rich with your health. You can have a life full of abundance and balance, which is what everyone needs. If you have inner joy and inner peace, you will manifest a positive environment on the outside of your world. One of the hardest lessons for me is learning that the secret only works for yourself. You cannot control other people's lives because that is their own right and path. As an empath, I'm just like some of you guys, where I can be around some people in my family who are incredibly negative, and I suddenly turn dark and negative. That is very hard to do, and I understand that, which is why practicing the secret is so important as an empath. Do not allow other people to take your opportunity away for happiness within your universe. People that have negativity in their life, if they're energy vampires, that is their right as a human to be that way. But you have got to take on your emotional stance and take control of your own universe for the sake of yourself and your future. When the voice and the vision on the inside of you as a person is louder than opinions of the outside, that's when you know that you've mastered it. So when you guys say, Krystal, I don't understand how you can ignore, haterade or people out in the community that talk badly about you. When your voice and your vision on the inside is louder than the opinions of the people on the outside, that is when you know you've mastered it. The opinions of anyone will never change my path. It will never change the things I'm trying to manifest in my life, because only I know what's best for me in my life, and only you know what's best for you in yours. You cannot change the people around you, family, friends, or coworkers. You are not in control of their universe. They are driving their own. Live for your heart, and don't think that everyone wants the same thing. Some people are afraid that if everyone starts making wishes to the universe is going to run out of things or wishes to give people. Not everyone wants the same house. Not everyone has the same dream job. Not everyone wants a BMW. Don't spend your energy on things that you don't want or things that you are afraid of, or things that you don't want to appear in your life. Spend your energy on the happiness and things that you want to manifest. This is going back to quantum physics. Everything is energy. The universe, the galaxy, the person, you and me, down to cells, molecules, atoms, and then within atoms is energy. You and me are energy. The more you use The Secret, the more you understand the value that you deserve to be happy. So what do you have in your life that you really want? A lot of people get down on themselves because they have dysfunctional families, and Hollywood has now portrayed these perfect lives that everyone wants. 85% of families are dysfunctional in some way. So you're not alone, but stop living in the past. Stop living in a negative state. Stop totally trying to be the victim, which everyone is a victim of something. You need to release all that negative energy, let go, and learn to live life positively and happily because you deserve it. We all deserve what we want. We all deserve to be happy. We all deserve to follow the path of our own dream. So instead of the negativity, if you wipe away all the negativity from the past, what is it that you really want now? What is it that you want for your future? The pain from the past will fall away when you decide to live for your future and ask yourself, what do you really want now? No matter how big it is, you can have it. It's never too late to start now and begin now. That is why I always say I don't like age, because the age is only the age of the capsule that you're in, but the age of your soul depends on how you think. So when you think about something and you think that you can or you can't, either way, you're right. And either way, the universe will pay you in whatever you're thinking. And either way, the universe will manifest it. We're all here for our own purpose, missions, dreams, accomplishments, passions. So my challenge for you for 2018 is, if you think that you want to try it and change the abundance of your life, and if it makes sense to you, then why not try it? Watch out for the full moon on New Year's Eve. Sorry my video was late, guys. Really think about what I said because I think it will change your life. Make sure you guys give my video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you guys follow me on social media, and I will see you guys in 2018.
Hell yeah.
We're back from the dead. Back from the dead. Back from the dead.